One Piece episode 1031 anime chapter review. So we pick up on the rooftop, which is our first scene for the animation, right? We get to see Zoro completely knocked out from the Thunderbagua that Kaido delivered to him, as well as Law. Once Kid got knocked out by Big Mom, fortunately Zeus also managed to escape, his prison that Kid had created for him. He goes out, he rushes out, he's panicking. Big Mama, where are you, right? If only he knew that in the time frame where he's been locked up, Big Mom has actually managed to replace him with another home, And if you think about the history of Zeus, Zeus has actually been, sort of attracted to Big Mom. So to also show weakness in the face of a war like this, Big Mom just thought to herself, obviously with some encouragement from Prometheus, why don't I just create another homie instead? And we get to see Kaido rise up from his fight with, Luffy. You can tell that from the 2 punches he took from Luffy, he really felt them, right? Then we get to see the two Yonko look at each other and smile, and Kaido is very excited about the actual challenge he's been looking for all his life. Kaido is very bloodthirsty, and he does love a good challenge. So to actually reflect and think about Luffy, where he came from, and it's quite impressive that today this guy can stand and look at somebody like Kaido, toe to toe, and be confident that he can actually take him on and defeat him. Then we get a scene where Momo sort of has a mental connection with Luffy, and he says that Luffy, please defeat him, we've got to take this guy down. Then Law fortunately manages to use his power, Jumbles, to transport him and Zeus and Zoro into the building, which I will say it's quite a useful power. You can think about having somebody like Law in your team, in the confines of a war, right? He can essentially take all your key, fighters and transport them to a medical doctor as good as Chopper. You essentially have an unlimited supply of great fighters. So a very useful power, if I will say so myself. Then we cut to Momo, Shinobu, and Yamato hiding in one of the ceilings of, the Onigashima building. I will say it's quite a useful location to hide in the context of such a war, because who's going to think to look for people in a damn ceiling, right? But yeah, the only downside is that we're dealing with One Piece. You get individuals who've got like advanced observation haki. You can actually tell that there's people hiding, and especially if you've got somebody who's got such a strong presence like Yamato, somebody will easily pick her up wherever she might be hiding, right? Then we cut to our scene where we get to see Usopp, Tama, as well as Nami on top of Kamachiyo, right? So correcting my mistake from the previous episode, where I actually thought that, page 1 had actually been shaken off Kamachiyo, right? He's still there. He's still holding on for dear life, right? Then we get to see Usopp use one of his special attacks, which essentially is an explosion, explosion beams. Then he gets to knock off page 1 of Kamachiyo, right? Just as my boy is celebrating, thinking that he's got the W, he's got the win, then we get to see page 1 rise up, in the middle of the flames. And man, the face that Usopp makes is so priceless. You tell that he's very terrified. Then they get on Kamachiyo again and they head for the run, right? Then we cut to our next scene where Big Mom is walking in, one of the floors of the Onigashima buildings, right? Hell-bent, pissed off, looking for Kid, right? Then all of a sudden she gets bumped by Nami, Usopp, and Tama. And man, as soon as she saw Nami and Usopp, Big Mom was like, the both of you. But Tama jumps in and she said, Lin, where have you been all this time? Then we get to see this whole character change of Big Mom, which was quite interesting. Prometheus says that it's mama mode, and she gets into the type of mode for kids who are under the age of 9, if I'm not mistaken, right? So quite interesting, and to see Big Mom get humanized in that way, to see her calm down and not be the savage that she actually is, it's quite interesting, right? Then Tama breaks the bad news to Big Mom that, dude, Okobore town has actually been burnt to the ground, and it's because of Kaido's subordinates. Then we get to see this beautiful flashback of Big Mom think about all the good things that, Okobore town and its people did for her, small things, like the red beet soup, making her hair, dressing her, in cultured clothes. Quite an emotional scene when she thinks about Otsuru, how good she was to her. She just got so mad, dude. She got so mad, and I wonder if this will be one of the reasons the alliance essentially ends up breaking up, right? Then we get to see page one come running from the back, and he says, "I've got you." He says that he's essentially got Usopp and Nami and Tama cornered, right? He goes in for the attack, but man, Big Mom delivers a right hook, puts my boy through the damn floor, And I can tell you now, the way Big Mom was probably so mad that day, page one probably caught a right hook on behalf of Kid 2, right? Then, yeah, we get to see OTC, his brother, get put down on the floor, right? And you can tell that she's pissed off. But, like, realistically, what's Ulti gonna do, right? This is Big Mom. We're talking essentially another version of Kaido, easily top 5 in the anime series. So what is she gonna do? But yeah, that's it for the episode. I will say that I did, my favorite moment for the episode was seeing Big Mom and Tama have that intimate relationship, guys. You never know. You might have an enemy. All of a sudden they're a good friend with one of your friends, so that could save you one day, who knows. But yeah, that's it for the review, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and also consider subscribing to the channel. And if let me know in the comment section, what did you love about episode 1031. Yeah, check you guys next time.